Today, we are reviewing Ruul, a financial technology platform designed for freelancers and independent contractors who work with clients around the world. If you are a designer, developer, consultant, writer, or digital marketer billing across borders, you have likely dealt with slow transfers, confusing FX spreads, and clients who prefer different payment methods. Ruul positions itself as a bridge between freelancers and global clients, with coverage in over 190 countries and support for 140 currencies. The goal is simple: remove friction from invoicing and international payouts while keeping costs aligned with your earnings through transaction-based fees instead of monthly subscriptions. Let's start with a question many viewers ask first. Does Ruul use AI, and how do they use it? As of publicly available information in 2026, Ruul has not claimed a proprietary AI product. However, fintech platforms commonly combine automated workflows with machine learning provided by payment networks and partners. In practice, this often means identity verification, KYC and AML screening, fraud scoring, risk flags, and transaction monitoring that leverage models trained on behavioral and network data. You can assume Ruul uses rule-based automation to generate invoices, route payments, and handle status updates, while partner-driven machine learning may contribute to card fraud checks, 3D secure challenges, sanction screening, and chargeback mitigation. If you need explicit details, the best route is to request Ruul's compliance and security documentation and ask which controls are proprietary versus provided by processors. What problems does Ruul solve? First, invoicing. You can create professional invoices with line items, due dates, payment terms, and tax fields for VAT or GST where applicable. The objective is to help freelancers produce clear, compliant invoices. Clients will pay faster. Second, global payments. Ruul aims to smooth cross-border settlement by supporting multiple currencies and corridors. Depending on location, payouts may travel via SWIFT for international wires, SEPA for the Eurozone, ACH for the United States, and card rails where enabled. Settlement times and fees vary by country pair and method. Third, transparency. A dashboard helps you track invoice status, view expected fees, and understand FX conversions so you know your net amount before funds arrive. Coverage is a headline feature. Operating in over 190 countries and supporting 140 currencies helps reduce the need to open multiple accounts or rely on numerous intermediaries. This is particularly useful for freelancers whose clients pay from a mix of regions, such as North America, the EU, the UK, the Middle East, and Asia Pacific. Keep in mind that legal and banking rules differ by jurisdiction. For example, some markets have strict documentation standards, local tax ID requirements, or limits on card processing. You should verify your corridor's availability and any local restrictions when you sign up. On pricing, Ruul focuses on transaction-based fees, which means you pay when you get paid. There is no monthly subscription, which can be appealing if your workload fluctuates or you are building your client base. The total cost of a transaction generally includes a processing fee plus an FX spread when currency conversion is needed. Because FX and network costs move with markets and corridors, you should check live quotes before invoicing and compare the net amount across alternative routes. How does Ruul stack up against other options? If your primary need is low-cost transfers among a small set of currencies and you do not require invoicing templates, Wise is a strong benchmark for bank-to-bank transfers and local account details in select markets. If you run a marketplace or manage mass payouts to contractors, Payoneer is notable for its payout infrastructure and marketplace integrations. For companies that need employer of record services, compliance for hiring across countries, and local benefits, Deel and Remote operate in a broader HR and payroll category. Stripe and PayPal remain go-to options for card acceptance and payment links with enormous network effects, but fees and FX may be less favorable in certain cross-border cases. Ruul's value proposition is combining invoicing, multi-currency support, and cross-border payouts in one freelancer-first workflow without locking you into a subscription. Security and compliance are critical. In payments, you should look for PCI DSS standards for card data, GDPR-aligned privacy practices, and robust KYC and AML procedures. Industry standard measures include identity verification, sanctions checks, transaction monitoring, fraud detection, and 3D secure where applicable for card transactions. These controls reduce the chances of account holds, chargebacks, or delayed payouts. Ask vendors for their data retention policies, encryption practices, and incident response plans. If your clients operate in regulated industries, request attestations or audits when available. Taxes and reporting are another major concern for freelancers. While Ruul is not your tax advisor, clear record keeping makes filings easier. You can use invoicing data and payout histories to assist with forms like W-8BEN, W-9, or 1099 workflows through your accountant. Many freelancers need VAT or GST on invoices for certain jurisdictions. Make sure your invoices display correct tax fields and client details. Consistent, well-structured records reduce reconciliation headaches at quarter-end and year-end. What is the setup like? Complete KYC by providing identity documents and, where necessary, proof of address or business details. Then configure currencies and payout accounts. Next, create a branded invoice template. Add your tax details and bank account or payout method and set default payment terms. Before issuing your first invoice, run a small test to verify how fees and FX will look in your main corridors. If you use multiple tools, decide whether Ruul will be your invoicing source of truth and how you will export data for bookkeeping. CSV exports can integrate with accounting stacks. If you need direct sync with systems like Xero or QuickBooks Online, verify connectors or plan a simple import routine. Common questions from freelancers include, how long do payouts take? This depends on the rails and corridor. SEPA is often T+1 or T+2 business days. ACH can take a few business days, and SWIFT transfers vary by bank and compliance reviews. What fees should I expect? You will see a processing fee and an FX spread when converting currencies. Are there chargebacks? Card payments can be disputed. 3D Secure and strong customer authentication help reduce risk, but no system can eliminate disputes entirely. What about refunds? Refund support depends on the payment method and corridor. Confirm policies for partial and full refunds before you invoice high-ticket projects. Who benefits most from Ruul? Freelancers who work with multiple countries, need clean invoices with correct tax fields, and prefer to avoid monthly subscriptions. Agencies that coordinate several contractors may also appreciate standardized templates and consolidated overviews of cross-border payouts. If your clients demand card payments or local rails in specific markets, verify availability in those corridors during onboarding. Key takeaways. Ruul aims to simplify global freelancer finance with multi-currency invoicing, transparent cross-border payouts, and a pay-as-you-earn fee structure. It stands out for broad geographic reach and straightforward freelancer workflows. For the most cost-effective route on any given project, compare Ruul's live quotes with alternatives like Wise, Payoneer, Stripe, and PayPal, especially when large FX conversions are involved. Always verify compliance needs per client jurisdiction. Maintain clear records for taxes, and keep a backup payout method to avoid delays during bank holidays or network incidents. If you need a practical next step, map your top 3 client corridors, note typical invoice sizes, and collect live fee and FX quotes from Ruul and at least 2 alternatives. Choose the option that maximizes net payout, reliability, and client experience. With that diligence, Ruul can be a strong part of a resilient, international freelancer finance stack.